Okay, today, ladies and gents, we're going to talk about one way to draw a holiday card. Um, it being the holiday season, I thought this might be a good chance to show you how easy it is uh, to make your own greeting cards. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a snowflake, and I'm going to do that by using the shape builder tool. I'm going to grab my shape builder tool, and I'm going to go along this center line. Oh, by the way, before I even start that, I have set my page options up to be A5 size. That's because that's a kind of a generic cardstock size for greeting cards. It's half of an A4, or basically half of a letter page for those in the U.S. Um, you can set this to be whatever size you want. It depends on what size your cardstock is that you're going to have these printed on. But anyway, I've set mine up for A5 for now. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight from the middle here, and I'm going to hold down the Alt and Control key, and that's going to constrain the size and direction of my shape builder tool. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and just draw a nice little line, something along like this. I'm going to drag another guideline down because I'm going to use that as the point from which I'm going to make a few more lines. And I'm going to go from the center point of that, and I'm going to make some diagonal lines out like this. I'm going to make two, one to each side. All right. So once I've got that done, I'm going to do something kind of similar here. I'm going to drag one down, and I'm going to make another couple of shapes like so. All right. So once I've got that done, actually I'm going to undo that and do that again because I ended up going a little bit further down than I wanted to. There we go. All right. So I have this really kind of funky looking shape. Looks like a stick figure almost. And then I'm going to go to my show rotation handles. I have the selector tool selected. I'm going to show the rotation handles, and then I'm going to take this piece right here, and I'm going to move it down. That's the center point of my shape. So anything would rotate from this point. And after I've done that, I'm going to move that down to the bottom center spot there, the crosshairs on the guidelines, and I'm going to press Control K to clone this. So I've got a second shape on top of this one right now, and then I'm going to go up to my rotation angle right here, angle of selection, and I'm going to type in a 6 before the 0, so I get 60-degree rotation, and I'm going to hit Enter. And that rotated the clone 60 degrees. Now I'm going to repeat that step a few times. Control K, 60, Enter, Control K, 60, Enter, and so each time it's moving, it's the one on top. So Control K. This one I've cloned it. It's the one on top. Again, 60 degrees, and one last time Control K, and 60 degrees. Okay, and there I've more or less got my snowflake shape. Now I'm going to go ahead and press Control A to select all of my pieces on the snowflake, and then I'm going to go add shapes. Now you can also press, I think it's Control 1 or arrange combine shapes, add shapes, or sorry, arrange, yeah, combine shapes, add shapes, or Control 1, yeah? Either one of those steps will do the same thing. Now I've got a wonderful black snowflake on a white background, but that's not going to do me. So I'm going to go ahead and take this pale blue color, and I'm going to drag it up onto the paster board, and that will make that nice pale blue. And I'm going to take my snowflake and I'm going to make it white. Now this is really too large, so I'm going to just go ahead and shrink that down into size, something relatively small like this. I'm going to put it up in kind of the top corner of my page. And I'm going to press Control K. And I'm going to drag that all the way over. I'm holding down the Shift key and the right arrow until I get it over to the other end of the page. And now I'm going to take my blend tool And I'm just going to drag from one end to the other and create a blend. Now there are 5 steps between the front, the start and the end object, so I want to increase that just a tiny bit. I'm going to make that 7 in between. So there's a total of 7 in between plus the start and end object, so 9 snowflakes across the page. I'm going to press Control G to group that, and then Control K to clone it. And I'm going to hold down the Shift key and the down arrow key until I get to the bottom of my greeting card. And I'm going to use this this blend tool again, and I'm just going to drag from one to the other, and boom, I've got my page filled with snowflakes. Now this is going to form the background of my greeting card. So next thing I want to do is I want to put some kind of seasonal message on it. So I'm going to go ahead and just click somewhere in the center of the page. I'm going to change this to centered text, and I'm going to just type a message. And now this can be anything you want. To make it nice and generic, I'm just going to type Season's Greetings. Season's Greetings. Now you can make that anything you want to say. You can say Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah or whatever you want to do. But being, as a lot of people like to be, very politically correct, I'm just going to leave it at Season's Greetings right now. And I want to use a font called French Script for this. So I typed the F key to bring me down, and here it is, French Script MT, and that's the script that I want to use now. This is really small for what I want. I want it to be very large on the page, or on the greeting card, so I'm going to increase that just to make it look good, right? Until I'm happy with the size. And then I'm going to go ahead and select all of my text again, because this is kind of far apart. The seasons and the greetings are spread apart. The line spacing is too far. I'm going to change that down to about 75%. And that looks a bit better. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to center that on the page, more or less. Yeah, looks about right, looks about okay, maybe a little bit further down, something like that. Anyway, there's my Season's Greetings. Now, this is very basic and generic, so I'm going to make another slight change to it, and I'm going to apply a contour to it. I'm going to use the contour tool, and I'm going to go up and type in a 10 pixel outer contour, right? 10 pixels here, outer contour, make sure that that's selected, and just press the enter key. And there I got my outer contour. Well, then I'm going to change the number of my steps from 4 to 2, so I only have 2 steps in my contour. So you see I have the black, then the gray, then the light gray. Now, the next step I'm going to do is go to Arrange, Convert to Editable Shapes, and then Arrange, Ungroup. And now I've got individual shapes here, and I can play with these. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in down on one letter. This S is a good one. And then I'm going to deselect all the shapes, right? By clicking on the background, and I'm going to select the inner shape, and I'm going to make this a nice bright red. Yeah. Then I'm going to select the medium, or the middle color with this darker gray. I'm going to change that to white, and I'm going to select the outer lighter gray, and I'm going to change this to a nice darker green. Okay, and if I zoom back out to my page, you can see I have a nice seasonal message there. Well, I'm going to make a couple of minor adjustments to that as well. Let me go ahead and pin this for now. And I'm going to go ahead and look, and here I have my group for the red writing. I have a shape of white writing and a shape of green writing. So I'm going to go ahead with the group here of the red writing, and I'm going to hold down the Shift key and press up once. Alright, and then I'm going to take the shape of the green writing, and I'm going to move it over a little bit and down. Maybe not quite so far down. But doesn't that look kind of like some three-dimensional peppermint candy or something like that? Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's a kind of a very quick way of creating a seasonal greeting card, and I hope you like it and found that useful and educational, and we'll come back and see you again next time.